Advertiser for printing this notice, the Glenora Vegetarian Club. If you do not eat meat or dairy products, how do you get your protein? Nuts have more protein than meat. Soy has more protein than meat. When you eat meat, you are getting your protein, what, folks? Secondhand. Secondhand. Get your protein firsthand. Legumes, beans, peas, and lentils are strong in protein. Further, they are all natural and high fiber. They are not a culture in which cancer cells can grow. Even further, they can be easily used as the main course and as meat substitutes in recipes. Delectable recipes using these legumes abound all over books, internet, magazines. They are pleasantly filling and keep you from snacking for 4 hours. Do you eat veggie burgers? You can make your own veggie burger. Oats, tofu, onions, George Washington broth, and pepper and salt and herbs. Or you can buy any one of a dozen manufactured veggie burgers in the frozen case of supermarkets and health stores. Other such meat substitutes are veggie hot dogs, chicken, turkey, roast, steaks, tender bits, meatballs, fish, wings, hamburger, ham, pork, sausage, and chili. The next meeting is on May 26th. I think that's wrong. It's May 27th, isn't it? Let's see, the first 6, 13, 20. Yes, that's wrong. It's on May 27th at 6 p.m. at the Nassau Free Library, 18 Church Street, Route 20. Contact Glenora at 518-610-5870. Thank you. No, 58. That's not 610-5810. Thank you. No picture. Well, maybe it's better. Yeah, considering the physiognomy, it may be better. So, folks, here's the petition, and this is the first page of names, 16. Sign, print, street address, and municipality. That's page 1. Page 2. That makes 32 people who want to save the tree in the center of the village. Don't want it chopped down. And page 3. And page 4. So that makes 64 names. 64 people do not want the tree cut down. Glenora finally signed it. Not very well either, Glenora. And this is the 5th page. Here. The 5th page has six or so. Right here. And I spoke at the master plan. The master plan committee is a master plan for improving the looks of Nassau Village. And there were 7 people there. And I asked a couple of them to sign, and they didn't. But I was given an opportunity as the public to speak, and I told them about the village board meeting last night where the efforts of Kurt, Vincent, and Glenora got the matter postponed. And if Niagara, Mohawk, or National Grid is going to cut the tree down, if that's a phony claim, you know. The tree is, I'll show you, I'll take you up there and show you that the tree isn't anywhere near the wires. But if they're going to cut it down, why are the village going to pay $600 to cut it down themselves? Why don't they wait for Niagara Mohawk to do it? Ha ha! All right. And Kurt Vincent said that an argument against the tree way long ago was that the salt in the wintertime on Route 20 would kill the tree. Well, it certainly hasn't. The tree's 35 years old. What are the next steps? Hand the 4 pages of petition into Trustee David Skasha and to Trustee Charles Collins. Already we've outnumbered the village board. There's only 5 people on the village board, and we have, what, 70 names? So continue having the people put in writing that they oppose murdering the beautiful blue spruce, or Norway spruce, or that grand creation of God. On the pipeline issue, the fracturing the rocks to get gas out of it and sending the gas through a pipeline through New York State into Massachusetts, Pittsfield, going through Stephentown and Nassau Village, Nassau rather. On that issue, I bought 5 signs at $10 each, $50, say no to pipeline, and I put it out on my lawn, and when I came home it was gone, and my neighbor told me that he was for the pipeline and he took it down. He took the sign down. He says, well, I'll give you your sign back, and I said, that's all right, and I won't put it on my property because I'd rather have you as a neighbor. As yet, he hasn't given it back. How are we going to tell people that the news, the events of the village are on video one day and the next day they're on the YouTube all over the world? How are we going to tell them that that is up there? I asked our librarian that, and there was no quick answer. One thing is word of mouth, I guess. So, onward to save the life of the tree. Didn't Joyce Kilmer write, I think I shall never see a poem as lovely as a tree? I think I shall never see a poem as lovely as a tree. I think I shall never see a poem as lovely as a tree. Isn't she pretty? Do you see her touching any wires? I don't. see what's going on over at Cumberland here. The carpenter told me there'll be another 2 months, that they're about 1/3 done.
Question of aesthetics. They just they took the cheapest route and they connected the Time Warner cable and that grid. Yeah. So it was at one point everything is just the way it needs to be. Look at this baby. 2 signatures. Oh, there was Mr. and Mrs. So that nice lady's husband was the one who was mowing the grass. Oh, look, it says Key West, Glenora. Look, you see the boat?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind being there. Actually, it's too hot there now. It's way too hot after.
This is signatures of the day that Maxine and I started. And when that sheet is done, it'll be 96. Now we go to Young's Antique, which used to be Jonathan Hoag's. New Stores, which used to be Frank's Grocery.
Yep.
Your daddy's grocery.
Yep.
Her daddy had a grocery store there.
1950 to 1966.
60 to 66.
1950 to 1966.
Wow.
1951 to 1960.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming. How are you today?
How's it going?
Oh, it's going fine. My name's Glenora, and you're Mike?
I'm Steve Stanley.
Steve. Okay, Steve. Eric said he was going to send Steve a mic.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the situation, honey. We have a beautiful spruce tree in the center of the village. You're probably familiar with it. And I and myself and 112 people. Let's see, some people in the village want to cut it down and put up a clock. And we want the tree. And so...
So we're not really sure about any work that's being performed in the...
Yeah, so that's what I wanted from you. The best thing that could happen is that you would say, no, it doesn't have to be trimmed now. That would be the best thing that could happen.
Yeah, because we're not even sure. I don't know who you talked to or somebody told you that.
112 people signed because they wanted the tree left. What were you saying, Steve?
I'm not sure who told you that the tree needed to come down.
No, oh, nobody, they want it down, Steve, because they want a clock.
They who?
I can give you the names. It's about 4 or 5 people in the village. It would be Margaret Van Dusen and Gaetano Forte and her husband. And they want to put up a clock. And we want the tree. It's a Christmas tree. So that was the best thing why
I'm not sure what it has to do with National Grid. I mean, if the town...
Well, their reason they say, oh, well, National Grid's going to trim it anyway. They're going to cut the top off. That's what it has to do with National Grid.
I'm not sure about that. National Grid hasn't been contacted, or we're not aware of any kind of trimming or...
That's it.
Of what's going on.
And Steve, is there any, did you want to go up and look at it and see if you thought it was
I can.
a long time before you would do anything? This is good, what you just said. How could I get a statement from you in writing, could I, to take to the village board and say that National Grid sees no reason at the moment?
I'm not going to do that, but I mean, we haven't even, National Grid hasn't even been contacted about trimming or taking down a tree.
Oh,
I mean, I can take a look at it.
They didn't mean for you that.
I'm sure
they
it's
knew
been
you
trimmed.
Wouldn't take it down.
I'm sure it's been trimmed before, right? Has it been trimmed before?
No, Steve, it's a very slow-growing tree. It's 35 years old. And as I look at it, and when you look at it, you can see, it looks to me like it's 5 feet from the wires. And so that's all that I wanted was you folks to come out and tell me that you had no plans to do that.
Yeah,
is that what
I can go take a look at it. Where is it?
Oh, it's up here. Can I go with you?
Sure.
Okay. It's right up at the square, honey, right? 17 houses up the street. Steve, what is that number that Eric gave me? He gave me a number and I got the last digit wrong. What's that number? What's that?
238-6328.
That's your number, huh?
Nope, that's not mine.
Okay, then that's it. Do you think that is the right number? This digit is in doubt.
6328.
It is.
It's 63238.
It's what, Steve? 6328?
6330.
No, honey, that's the other number that he gave me. You don't know the rest
I have no idea what number
one?
that is.
Yeah, okay, he gave me that number. I called Mr. Frank's office. And I called down in Waltham. And they're helping me. They helped me get in touch with you folks.
How far is it up?
Right there, at the light. It's right at the light.
It's right at the light.
Yeah.
All right.
What town do you live in, Steve?
I'm from Oneonta, New York.
Oh! You commute?
Yep.
2 hours a day? 4 hours a day?
It's a little over an hour.
Wow, you must be pretty high up in the ranks. Is your office Syracuse, Steve?
No, my office is in East Greenbush.
East Greenwood. It'll take me a while to get it into here, honey. Okay. There we go.
All right, I'll have to ask you to buckle up, though.
Oh, why, sure.
Juicy chicken fillet covered in zesty sauce. Not too much, though.
You should take me out
So
to
you
lunch.
go home every night to
It's
Oneonta?
perfectly
Yep.
balanced with an incredible zip of buffalo flavor.
Yeah, I like going home. I got two girls,
You
two
love
young
it.
girls, 7 and
Try it
3,
right now.
7 and
Dunkin'
4.
Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'.
Gonna be 8.
Attention Capital Region. Is it time for a new car? Get to
She's
Leah
from
Honda today,
Skinevus.
where you can lease for less. Come check out
Skinny
Leah
Alice.
Honda's
No,
fuel-efficient
Skinevus.
2015
Right on
lineup
88
arriving
this
daily.
side.
Leah Honda's
Oh, yeah?
pulling out all the stops to make a deal with you, including very strong
I found
incentives and very aggressive interest rates on all 2015 Honda models.
where is
Just bring your title and trade. Leah Honda management is willing to pay top dollar for your trade
get it?
and will do whatever it takes to deliver you a
it's
new
right here.
Honda from
Grab
Leah
the other
Honda
one.
today.
The other
Stop
end.
waiting to purchase your new Honda. Now is the time to buy from Leah Honda. If you have a lease that's ending, stop in and see how much equity you have in your lease vehicle that you can use towards another vehicle. Don't miss this incredible opportunity at Leah Honda. Is credit a concern? Don't let it be. At Leah Honda, we can and will get you approved in seconds.
What
It's
is
your
your
time.
title
Don't
like,
waste it.
Steve?
Get to Leah Honda today.
I'm a
1258
one-man
Central
OPC.
Avenue.
I
Open
work
7 days a
directly
week.
for Eric.
Online all the
Eric's
time.
an ad.
Leah Compass.
I'm a one-man OPC. I schedule work, meet with
OPC
customers.
Then this message is
It's
for
a
you.
one-person
How would
crew.
you like to have
Oh, okay, OPC. I see. And you work for, so he sent his top man, right?
Yep.
Would like to give
Oh, that
you
was
free
so nice of
information
you.
on a proven debt forgiveness
There it
program.
is,
This
Steve. You
program
can
has
park
been
in the
used by
mobile
thousands
station.
to legally forgive millions in
there
unsecured
it
debt.
is.
It's not bankruptcy. It's not consolidation. This special
Well, that's
program
good, that you
actually
told me
wipes
that
clean a
National
portion of your
Office
debt
had
that is
no-
forgiven
I mean,
from what you owe your
National
creditors.
Grid
Call for free
had
information
no
and get all your
notification.
questions answered in the first
Well, I can
free
tell you
call.
one thing.
The more
National
you
Grid
owe,
just
the more
trimmed
you
this
can
circuit.
save. If you have at least $10,000
They
or
just
more
did.
in
They
credit
just
card
came
bills,
through and
this
trimmed this
debt
circuit.
forgiveness
And they
program
didn't
can
touch-
be
They didn't
very
touch that
effective.
tree, so they
Call for
felt
free
that they didn't
information
need
and
to.
find out more now. 800-375-1175.
I mean, eventually
There is no
it's
cost or obligation
down
for
the
the
line,
information.
it's probably
Don't
gonna
wait.
need to
Call
be shaped up a little bit at the top,
800-375-1175. That's
which they can do. They can take,
800-375-1175.
4 or 5 feet out
Get your
and just
debt
shape the
problem
tree, but-
solved.
Oh, they can?
800-375-1175.
But it doesn't need
today.
it
Don't let
right
poor
now.
eyesight stand in the way of you and
Do you
life's
have
most
any
meaningful
idea
moments.
how
As
long
North America's
it'll
most
be
experienced
before it has
laser
to be
provider,
shaped out?
skilled surgeons at
Oh, it'll
TLC
be-
Laser Eye
it'll
Centers
be
have
another-
performed more than
let me go
2.2
take a look
million
at it.
procedures.
Okay.
More than 7,000 doctors have trusted their own eyes to the
I can't see how much clearance is
TLC
on the
difference.
outside.
TLC for you.
Thanks for the ride, by the way.
Yep.
And I can walk home.
Hold on, we got a car.
listen to audiobooks when you listen to audiobooks when you drive home?
What?
You listen to audiobooks?
No. Yeah, I mean, that's got 6-7 feet. They didn't think it needed to be touched, right?
Oh, good. This is wonderful. Yeah.
No,
When did you go through?
they just trimmed, they just got done with this circuit about 2 months ago. They trimmed everything.
Yeah. So can you calculate?
They prune the circuits every 5 to 7 years.
Oh, okay. So you've got 5 to 7 years?
Yeah.
Oh, good. And then you say when you do trim it, you don't cut the top off.
No, I
You
mean,
shape it.
basically, you know, that you might have to take a couple feet out of the top and then shape it down, but that's not a problem.
It'll still look nice.
Yeah, and as far as National Grid, I mean, what the town wants to do and what National Grid has had no notification of the town wanting the National Grid to cut a tree down.
Oh, I thank you so much. Thank you, that's complete. I appreciate it. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. A question not related. We're afraid to do the Christmas lights because we're afraid of the wires. Can National Grid help us in any way decorate it so that nobody will get killed?
I would have to discuss that with the forest.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It would just be a public service. They may or may not want to do it, but you can see the lights are still there.
Now your number's on here?
Yeah, I'll give it to you in case it isn't.
What?
518. I got one.
I think it would be on here.
But here, honey, you can have it. Make sure. Here. Here's the pin.
What is it? 518-610?
Yeah.
5810?
Yeah.
I got it.
Glendora.
I can ask him about that. You know, and I'll ask him if he wants to do community service and put the Christmas lights up.
They would even consider such a thing?
Well, that's out of my...
Yeah,
I can't make that call.
I mean, they do community service?
Let me just... If you wait right here, I'm just going to run over there and take a look.
Okay, I'm going to stay right here. Oh, he's so good looking. Such a nice looking man. What's he going to take a look at?
Yeah, that's got quite a few years in it before it needs to be trimmed up.
Oh, good. Oh, thank you so much.
They probably want to change the intersection here or something.
They probably do.
Probably
They
put
should.
in a circle or something. That's what.
They should.
Well, they would end up.
New Cumberland. You have Cumberlands up your way?
Yeah, we have a few.
You have Stewart's?
Yep.
Well, we're all done, aren't we, Steve?
Yep.
Gee, thanks so much.
All right, I will.
Oh, okay. I'm going to walk home, and thank you very much.
All right.
Yes, and what can I do about a letter of gratitude to National Grid for helping me with this situation? I can ask Eric maybe, or I can ask the young man who got me in touch with you folks was Chris in Rhode Island.
Chris.
He works in the executive office. I could ask Chris.
You can write a letter to whoever you would like. You know, I mean.
To express my appreciation for community service.
You know, I don't think this was a. Sometimes the town and stuff like to pass the buck. We get a lot of that, you know, and it's not. This isn't really even a National Grid situation, you know. I mean that tree obviously has some sort of sentimental value right there, and with the stone, and you know.
I'm 35 years old.
Yeah.
Should I write to Mr. Freng it's Mr. Freng in London? Should I write to London or?
That's whatever you don't have to write nothing. I mean, that's up to you.
Okay.
You know?
All right.
But as long as, I mean,
But they should.
as far as that tree need to be topped out at any time in the next couple years, no.
Okay. Thank
You know, that tree will go at least another 4. They're slow growing.
Yeah, they're
4 or
very
5 years before it'll need to be trimmed at least. You know.
4 or 5 years.
And National Grid will do that.
Yeah.
They've got
They'll do it the best they can.
proper pruning techniques. Yeah.
Yeah, proper pruning. So it's not just hacking.
No,
It's
I mean.
proper pruning technique.
Yep. And they may have to take a little bit out of the top of that, and then they'll trim up the side. You know, keep the tree in.
Yeah. Do you know anything about trees? Is that a Norway spruce?
I think it is. There's so many different kinds of spruces that
That's it, right?
you know, like there's probably a couple hundred different kinds of spruces. There's a lot of spruce trees.
Yeah.
But that thing's in great shape and
So you're
hasn't been trimmed before.
no, it's in great shape. So you're an OMC, one-man crew.
Well, OPC, one person crew.
Oh,
they call
one-person
me.
crew.
I basically meet with customers, look at work,
Oh yeah. Well, you're good at it.
set up jobs, bid work.
Yeah.
All right, I hope I solved any questions you had.
Oh, I'm so pleased. Thank you very much. Steve Stanley, right?
Yep, Steve Stanley with that.
Stanley.
And I'm with Asplin Tree, and I'm a contractor for Eric.
You're a contractor.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, dude. Thank you so much. This fellow over here, one of the carpenters over there, he commutes 2 hours, 4 hours a day until they get this done, which will be in 2 months. 4 hours a day he commutes. Gets up at 3.
Yeah, sometimes you got to travel for the work.
You gotta go. He said you have to go where the paycheck is.
Yeah, that's right.
God bless you, Steve. Thank you.
Yep, have a nice day.
You too. Bye-bye. What time is it? A little after 9. This is Elm Street, where the elite meet to eat. (9:10 a.m.) He got here about 10 of 9, and the rumor is squelched. The hideous rumor is squelched. Cut off the top of it. It will be professional pruning care. It will be a pruning, it won't be a hack. What's the date? May the 19th, 2015. Anno Domini, year of our Lord. Over and out. I'm going to leave her those shoes. Oh, that's so cute. This is Daisy Cat. She used to be gray. Now she's black. What a great rescue you made. She was found under the bushes, a little tiny kitten. Tiny, tiny kitten. And God saved her. You think she smells catnip on him?
I don't know. Maybe.
Or fresh grass, or maybe she smells .com cat? Oh, she's going to take it. She's going to drag it away. Thank you, Daisy Cat. Good show. She put her head right inside of it. You got a picture of the tree? Is it this one? Or is it this one?
This whole page here.
This
has
whole
the
page?
information, yeah.
It's a Colorado spruce.
Or blue spruce.
I'm a blue spruce. Can you tell me any characteristics of it? There's a seed pod.
Most popular
Or whatever.
A most popular specimen tree. Colorado spruce is used throughout the northern states. Stiffly conical pyramidal in habit, with densely set horizontal whorls of branches that skirt the ground. It says it grows 30 to 60 feet high.
30 to 60. How many feet would you say it is now?
I don't know. I don't know that.
Well, let me think.
20 feet? Maybe?
I can see what 10 feet would look like, and I can see what 20 feet could look like. 30. Yeah, I would say it's 40 feet. It looks more like this one over here.
No. No, that shape. It's got a...
He's playing with my feet now.
Oh, I hope she doesn't hurt you. Oh, Daisy.
Not yet.
Daisy.
Ow.
Oh, Daisy. Daisy.
No, Daisy,
thank
that's
you.
all right,
Oh,
honey.
thank
It didn't
you.
hurt that much, but that's comical. Yeah. Oh, you say it isn't?
I think it's this one, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
This is more like...
What a lovely book. What's the name of that book?
There's hardy trees and shrubs.
Was that a textbook?
And I've met him before, yeah.
And you met the author? Oh.
It's a famous book.
Oh, it's a famous book. Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's very
A standard in
knowledgeable, yes.
And did that come into your...
Right, Daisy. Be
No, it's all right, Daisy.
Be nice.
What do you want, my sock? I'll give you my sock. Should go to the resource center and the gathering place and see the pitiful poor that come into those places.
Yeah.
Some of them are so pitiful.
Well,
It is so pitiful. One came into the gathering place, they didn't have anything, they hadn't had anything for 3 or 4 days, and he was blind, and she had to lead him, and they were old, and they didn't have any transportation. In the resource center, they have pitiful stories.
yeah.
Well, you're on the Sunshine Fund? No, you're not. Pat is. Pat and Sue and somebody else.
Yeah. They met last night at the library.
Glenora Vegetarian Club. When is the next meeting? The next meeting is May 27th, November. The last Wednesday of the month at the Nassau Free Library, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., 18 Church Street, Route 20, Nassau. What are you going to do? Well, do you want to make a difference? Do you care about animals and want your passion to have a lasting effect? Have you tried and then feel perhaps one person just can't make a difference? Well, think again. Come tonight to learn and explore key animal protection issues locally and nationally, and present practical approaches to working towards solutions. Learn about current legislation, initiatives, initiating humane education, making compassionate choices, and exposure to local animal organizations. Come listen to veteran animal advocate Valerie Lang Walden. JD, Doctor of Jurisprudence, MLS, Master of Library Science, as she discusses real-world refresh topics and how we can make a difference. Tasty vegetarian refreshments will be provided. For more information, contact Glenora at 518-610-5910. Tony Orlando wrote that, folks. Didn't he do a good job? And thank you, Valerie Lang. She teaches a course at Hudson Valley Community College in animal advocacy. Good for you. These people really know what they're doing, and they're getting places, along with Mercy for Animals and Vegan Outreach and Compassion Over Killing and Friends of Animals and American Vegan Society and Woodstock Animal Farm to protect the animals, and also Catskill Animal Sanctuary, and many, many others. The movement really is speeding forward. Stop the abuse of animals, stop the abuse of planet, and it may not be the ruinization of our planet, but it may be the ruinization of the human race. We could have a planet without people, you know, because people have actually committed suicide with their ravage and senseless things they put in their mouths. Baby chickens and baby turkeys and baby calves and their parents, their mothers and their fathers. Now over here we have another article, May 21st, in the Advertiser. Save the tree in the village of Nassau. Letter to the editor, Glenora, and 70 of her friends do not want the tree in the center of Nassau Village cut down, nor harmed in any way. Who wants to cut it down? The village board wants to put a clock there. Who is paying for the clock? We do not know, but $35,000 could well be used for several indigents we know in Nassau Village. The tree is going to interfere with National Grid power lines. The tree is at least 5 feet away from the lines and has been 35 years getting to within 5 feet. Think how many years it will be till the carefully growing spruce will be touching the wires. National Grid will have to take it down. Glenora has a call in to the CEO of National Grid to see if someone will come out to give an opinion as to when the tree and the wires will come into contact. The village board sought an estimate of $600 to cut down the poor darling. So wait until the time comes, if ever. and let National Grid assume the cost. On May 13th, Glendora took her friend's signatures on 4 sheets of paper to the village board meeting. Another resident said, "The tree must not come down unless absolutely necessary." We succeeded. The matter has been tabled until the next meeting on the second Wednesday of June. Save the tree. Call Glendora at 518-610-5810. Wasn't it Joyce Kilmer who said, "I think that I shall never see a poem as lovely as a tree"? Submitted by Glendora Buell, Nassau. Good going, advertiser. You are a great asset to this community. Amen. Thank you, others. Thank you, God. Thank you, universe. Thank you, others. God, universe, and others. One. And that's the only thing there is in life. That's happiness. Selfishness and ego, that's unhappiness and destruction. You know, I'm going to say again about the planet. The planet may survive, but the human race may not. With its profligate ruination of trees and turning them into fields to feed poor cows, and the poor cows slaughtered to feed unthinking people and putting it in their mouths. Yeah, they may not survive. I saw a video put out by Nova, I think it was. What will the planet be like? What will the earth be like after there's no people? It's pretty thought-provoking. After all this, do you have a joke? Yeah. Did you hear about the minister who was so religious that even his contact lenses were stained glass? She's so interesting how she drinks from the side of the glass, and a cup rather, and the cup has to be washed every day because it leaves a residue that she doesn't like. This is .com cat. She's 11 years old and vegetarian. Well, what did she eat vegetarian this morning? I think she's going to go over to have her third. She eats a little bit and then she sleeps. Here, Dot, let's show the people what it is. This is tender bits. And it's made from grain, and it's made by Worthington Foods, I think, or Loma Linda, one of those people. And they are tender, and they are very, very tasty, and they're a pork substitute. So don't kill a pig. You don't have to. This is much better for you. Kill a pig, you kill yourself with your eating. Or one can kill himself. Yes, no kidding. Meat and dairy products and eggs are all cultures for growing cancer. Colon cancer particularly. And then you top it with this, which is nutritional yeast. See, she won't eat it until you put the nutritional yeast on it. All right, go ahead, .com. Kind of dark here, isn't it? No, it isn't. There's our beautiful blue, and already there's goo. See the goo coming in? What is the goo? It's poison. It's poison put in the sky deliberately. Who does it? We think it's the military, and it's happening all over the world. See it there? See that white goo? And we had a beautiful blue. Now, this will spread out and spread out and spread out until your sunshine is all gone, until your blue is gone. That's another cause. Is there anybody in the Capital District addressing this? This poison in the sky? Sometimes I think in time of warfare they're trying to smother people. Right? But if sometimes you don't feel well and you can't find out what it is, it might be this goo that you inhale. That's gloomy Glenora. Give us another joke. How about the man in January who was walking around with his sleeves rolled up? Why? He believed in the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. And Friends of Animals says the right to arm bears. Hunting is cowardly. Give the bear an arm. Give the deer a rifle. You do your work, God. You do your work every day. That beautiful blue sky, those magnificent green leaves, billions of them. Oh, there's one with red leaves. You do your work, God. The earth rotates, dawn, magnificent dawn, and then nighttime for a good sleep. And the earth revolves, and we get closer and closer to the sun. This is the second month of spring. Next month, the 21st, will be to the closest we'll ever get to the sun. You do your work, God. And the sun, does it rotate? Sure, it rotates. They all rotate. Does it revolve around anything? I don't know. Would you answer that question, please? Does the sun revolve around anything? You do your work, God. All those magnificent bodies in the sky. God of our fathers, whose almighty hand leads forth in beauty all the starry band of shining worlds in splendor through the sky, our grateful song before thy throne arise. You do your work, God. Those birds are amazing. They are amazing. They are so beautiful, all those feathers. They can fly. They build nests. They talk. They communicate. They're building something down there below the window, God. They're working on something there. They fly back and forth. What's ringing? It's the timer. 2 minutes every hour with God. 2 minutes every hour you stop and think of God and God's wonders. And you remember that it's God, universe, and others. It's not you, evil and ego. It's God, universe, and others. Thank you, little timer. That's another ready invention of God, another ingenuity of God, that little timer. How does it work? On a quartz? On quartz? My watch works on quartz.
Myrtle loved flowers and wild birds and filled her yard with flower gardens and bird feeders. And in fact, we still do 40 pounds of bird seed a week. She loved to cook and bake, and according to her granddaughters, her sticky buns were the best. She and Clarence loved to travel, especially to the Adirondacks, which she visited her entire life. She fondly remembered her trips across the United States and Europe with her family. One thing Myrtle did not like to do, in spite of that, something's not right here. In spite of her loving, I got it. One thing Myrtle did not like to do, in spite of her love of traveling, was to drive. But unfortunately, she needed to drive. She would prefer that someone else would drive so that she could enjoy the wildlife and the birds. That's why, when Jerry wanted to sell her car, and that was Penny's go for a ride car.
Yeah.
That's why she
Penny
sold
the
it.
dog beagle.
That's why she sold it to me for $1, so that he couldn't do anything.
So the Penny would have her ride car.
Yeah, she cherished her friends and family, and probably her best friend in life, other than Clarence, was her sister Hazel. Who were sure she spoke to every day of her life until Hazel's death several years ago. Even at 99 years old, she will be missed by many.
Oh boy, what a life.
She is survived by her sons Jerry, his wife Mary, and Bruce of
That's you,
Stanfordville.
Bruce.
Her granddaughters Jennifer, and wife of Ryan Levesque in Brewster, and Rory, wife of Mark Lawrence of Syracuse. And there are 4 great-grandchildren, Hugo, Grace, Colton, and Merritt. She was predeceased by her brothers, Bert, Bruce, and Frank, and her sister Hazel. Memorial donations will be made in Myrtle's name to the Circleville Evangelical Church.
Oh, yeah. It's a Presbyterian church?
Yes, it's an evangelical Presbyterian church, yeah. The pastor and I picked all the songs and all the scripture.
Oh.
The first song was He Hideth My Soul in the Cleft of the Rock.
Oh.
Then he used Isaiah 43 and John 14. And then a pastor that grew up in our church and became a pastor partly because of Mom and her sister spoke.
Sure.
And then her close friend Carol Tavino, who visited her many times, and then I spoke. Then we sang Victory in Jesus.
How old is Carol Trevino?
She's a teacher, and her husband was a former principal. I would say she's probably in her 70s.
Yeah, okay.
But a sweet, sweet, intelligent lady. She said Myrtle grew up in North Circleville and moved to South Circleville 1 mile away. And that was it. And she
That's
said
lovely.
Myrtle loved the simple things in life. She loved clouds. And she said, ever since that time, I never look at clouds the same way without thinking of Myrtle.
Oh. And
The lady
this
really
is
knew
in
how to express
this
herself.
is in Orange County, near
Yeah.
Middletown, New York.
The next hymn we did was What a Day That Will Be. And then the main scripture was Romans 8:18-30, with the theme verse Romans 8:28. For
What
we
was
know
What a
that
Day-
all things work together for good according to those that love God, according to his purpose.
Yes. Now, what was that hymn? How does it go? I don't know it. What a day.
What a
this
day
will-
that will be.
Yeah. How's it go?
I know it, but I can't. I got too much on my head. The actual sermon message was future glory, and our new pastor is the most wonderful speaker.
Oh.
He just loves preaching and teaching the word. His name is Brian Hill. He's a great big guy with 3 kids and another one coming Wednesday. And he's a retired Navy chaplain.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we ended with Because He Lives. And
I know that
and
one,
the
yeah.
final thing was my DVD, God Be With You Till We Meet Again.
Oh, that's lovely.
So it was a wonderful service. And I read this. Let's see. When I showed that picture in the bulletin about Mom reading her Bible and doing the devotionals, I used an object lesson. And I had 3 things that were laying near the casket. One was her Bible. This is my Bible. One was flowers, and one was birds. So the last one was the devotionals, Our Daily Bread. And this devotional kind of speaks about Mom, and I used it in the funeral. Francis of Assisi was riding his horse one day when he saw a leper by the roadside begging for money. He dismounted and gave him a coin and kissed him on the cheek. As Francis rode away, he looked back and thought for a moment that he saw Christ himself standing where the beggar stood. The story illustrates the wonderful biblical truth. We serve the Lord when we serve a needy person.
Absolutely.
Jesus made this clear when he said that any kindness shown to the hungry, the thirsty, the homeless, the sick, the destitute, and the imprisoned will be judged as having been done directly to him. We tend to limit our own service to Christ by thinking that ministers and missionaries are the best able to do it. But whenever we extend help in the name of Jesus through acts of caring, Jesus himself is there, even though we cannot see him. And someday, when we stand before him, he will recall our deeds of love performed in his name.
Absolutely.
And say, well done.
Good and faithful servant.
Isn't that sweet?
I have said over and over again, there's only one thing in this world, it's God, universe, and helping others.
Yes.
God, universe, and helping others.
The
God,
last
universe,
thing,
and
the last
helping
thing
others.
that I said when I spoke was, I had some roses, and they had tears on them. And I had bought a new pair of shoes for the funeral, and the man that sold them to me was a Christian, and he told me a story about tears. So I used the tears that actually had, the roses that actually had tears on them as an illustration. I said there's two kinds of tears. There's tears of sadness and tears of joy. 70 years ago, on October 13th, Friday the 13th, my brother was born. And he had tears of sadness, but everyone else had tears of joy. 70 years later, on Friday the 13th, Mom died.
Oh.
And we have tears of sadness.
Yeah.
But she has tears of joy as she enters into the arms of God.
Yeah.
So that's what I said.
Oh, that's so nice. And it
I
was
still
just
get emotional.
that was sure you do.
Now,
But wait a second.
this is...
Wait. You did go to see her the day before Valentine's
Yes, I
Day,
did.
and you were going to wait until Valentine's Day,
That's
and you were
correct.
so glad
And
that you did
still
it.
small voice said, go today.
Yeah.
So I brought her a box of heart-shaped chocolates.
Yes.
I bought her balloons and a little teddy bear. And we had a wonderful time. And about 3 hours later, we were going to have supper, but she didn't feel right. And she didn't want to eat. So the nurse said, I think maybe we should have the doctor come and check her. And he said her pulse and her blood pressure were extremely low. He wanted her to go to the hospital. And I said, not the hospital on Valentine's Day. But he finally convinced me. So the ambulance came, and the ambulance driver was a guardian angel. He said, we're not going anywhere. We're staying right here.
Oh, God.
Can you imagine how many ambulance drivers would say that?
Oh, yeah.
So they monitored her, and we just stayed with her, and she passed on into heaven.
What a nice way to die.
And when she did, the instant her spirit left her body, her appearance totally changed. It was like an empty shell.
Really?
It didn't even look like her.
Is that so?
Yes. Yes. I couldn't believe it. It was like her countenance totally changed.
You were there.
Yes.
That's
was holding her
wonderful.
hand.
Thank you, Still Small Voice.
So anyway, all the aides that work in that section came in and said, do you mind if we have a moment with her? So I left the room. I came back, and they had her all cleaned up nice, and the teddy bear and the balloons right next to her. When the guy from the funeral home came, he said, is it okay if we put the teddy bear with her? And I said, absolutely.
Oh, nice.
My brother missed all of it because he planned on going the next day.
Oh, I
He
see.
also missed her at Christmas. His granddaughters missed her at Christmas.
Oh.
So, anyhow, this is something very special.
What, do you want a chair?
Nope. On Friday, a retired missionary and his wife, who are good friends and belong to Circleville Church now, wanted to go to West Point. And they've been touring the area because they have never lived in this area. So I called West Point and we said, you know what, let's go take a tour, an actual tour of West Point. Well, we got there and we didn't know it, but it was graduation weekend. So no tours. So I said to them, and it's true, God doesn't close the door for nothing. He'll open a better one. So I said, I'll give you a tour. So we started riding into the area where the parade grounds are. And we found out that an hour before, the entire Corps was out there parading. And we missed it.
Oh.
And I really wanted to get a picture like that.
Sure.
I needed one more picture for my DVD, God Bless the USA. And I was going to get a cadet picture. So now I feel bad that I missed it. But again, I say we must have missed it for a reason. So I parked the car next to the parade field, and I see this man with a leather Civil War or First World War hat. And there was a group of people standing with him. So I said to our friends from church, let's go over and see that guy. And they said, okay. Turned out he's the West Point historian. And he gave us the greatest tour we ever would have got for free. Didn't cost us a cent. And we did it with the governor of Utah. So that was a wonderful thing.
The governor of Utah, why was he there?
Well, some people from Utah were graduating.
Oh, I see.
So anyway,
Yeah, it always
he
is.
took us into the mess hall, the cadet mess hall. And it's almost like a chapel. It's so beautiful with
Really?
stained glass windows and famous pictures of MacArthur and
Other graduates.
and Eisenhower, Patton. And so we had lunch with some of the cadets. And we were talking to them, and we also had lunch with a chaplain of West Point. It
Oh.
was just hitting it every time.
Yeah.
So anyway, the cadets told us that early in the morning when they have breakfast, they all stand outside at attention in the early morning sun. And you know me, I love early morning sun. So the next morning at 3 o'clock I got up, put my suit on. I have a stars and striped tie. I have an American flag on my lapel. And I get to West Point at 5 a.m. No one is there. And this is graduation day. So super high security, for fear of terrorism. But I was so early, I was ahead of security. I would go over to the parade field, exactly where we parked. And on the other side are 4,000 cadets standing out there in the morning sun. The reason I said that was I dreamed of this picture, and here it is. It's wonderful. And the parade picture is nothing compared to this one. Isn't that great?
No, the light's hitting.
Isn't that wonderful?
Oh, yeah. Who's the civilian?
There's no civilian.
Wasn't that a civilian?
No. All the officers wear all the people that are not officers just have a white shirt and white hat.
Oh.
The officers have the uniform.
Oh.
But there were 4,000 people standing out there.
Wow.
Yeah. So by not seeing the parade and talking to the people we had lunch with and
You
getting
got to
the
see
tour,
that, sure.
it worked out even better.
Yeah.
And I want to show you some wonderful, wonderful pictures. Some of these I'm going to get enlarged. This was when I first got there at 5 a.m. This is the sun starting to come up over the Hudson River.
I can't see him.
Well, I'm not going to spend too much time. That's just sunrise on the Hudson River. That just talks about the cadets. That's a nice picture of Eisenhower. Isn't that nice?
Can you put him so that the light doesn't reflect?
I
like
can't
that?
tell.
Like that. See,
Okay.
yes, you can tell.
Not where I'm standing.
It's fine.
Okay. This was where some of the VIPs were going to have breakfast.
Oh, yeah? Where's the Hudson River from there?
Straight out the window.
Okay.
If you look back, see it's right there, right there. This picture is interesting because there were no lights on. When I turned the lights on, it was too bright to see outside.
Oh, yeah.
So I turned a timer on to slowly dim it.
Yeah.
And as it was dimming, I took the picture.
Really?
Yep. This is nice. You can't read it. But it's just, it talks about the Corps, and it's a picture. Okay. There's about 3,000 cadets.
Wow. There are that many?
There's 4,000.
In the whole school or
Yeah,
just one class?
No. The class is about 1,000. That's the same picture as the big one. And that's the same 4. See, they have a white shirt and a hat. All the others have the uniform.
Yeah.
This guy came out like a samurai with a sword, and he was, look at it, they're all hooping and screaming. Can you see the faces?
Yeah, why's he got a sword?
That's at breakfast. That's why when we had lunch, they said you really need to see these people at breakfast time, because you think of them being so formal when they march. Well, here they really let loose.
Oh, I see.
And I was the only civilian there.
Huh.
See, there's his sword right there.
Mhm.
And everybody was hooting and screaming. This is George Washington on his horse. And you can see all the cadets. It's that morning light. This is nice with some of the young people. See the sword and all the stripes on her uniform?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is pretty with the morning light. The buildings are so beautiful. They're all made out of stone.
Yeah.
There's another nice group.
Do you know when it was built?
1802.
1803?
That was when it was started. This is two of the top officers. They posed for me. See, I had it all to myself. There's nobody else there. By getting up early. That's one of my favorites, with the trees in the morning sun.
And that's the Hudson River.
No.
What's that?
It's building.
Oh, okay.
There's no river.
Okay.
Where do you see a river? That's
blue.
pavement. Actually, it's grass. And this is inside the 4th floor, some of the top leaders there. They let me go everywhere. By the time, that's that same statue. This is very sweet. This is people coming into the football stadium for the graduation. And I met this elderly couple, and he's a retired military man who's going to give the commission to his grandson who's just graduating.
Wow.
But aren't they sweet?
Yeah.
And this group came from California to see one of their people graduate. Nice looking group. This is some more people. That's the football stadium where they had the graduation, called Mikey Stadium. And this is funny. That's how they kept the buses from going in. They had military vehicles blocking the road.
Oh.
And I think you know this guy.
Oh, you look nice.
That's a brand new sport jacket.
And new shoes.
Yep. And that's all the people getting on buses to go up to the stadium. There were thousands. And that's it. Okay, I have one last picture to give you. And this is special because this is a gift from me, and if you really want, you can be a gift from both of us, to the young Northeastern grad who's going to graduate and going to Peru.
He's gone.
Is he in Peru?
He's been in Peru for 10 days.
Well, this is a picture of the greatest site in Peru, and I'm going to autograph it and give it to you to give to him.
Oh my goodness.
It's spectacular.
His name is Austin.
I'm going to put it on there. And I have a gold autograph pen. And this pen was the one that the President, George Bush, used when he signed my Yankee Stadium picture.
What was the Yankee Stadium picture? Was he in it?
No, I gave that. I don't think I brought it. It's not here.
Why did you give him a Yankee Stadium
It's
picture?
a long story and I don't have time. After September 11th, just before the World Series, they had a pregame ceremony. And all the firemen and policemen stood at attention along the outfield wall at Yankee Stadium. They had a big American flag on the field, and a bald eagle landed on the guy's arm at the pitcher's mound. And I went as high as I could behind home plate and photographed that scene. Then I took a picture of a bald eagle, close-up of a bald eagle, and put those two pictures in a black mat.
Ooh.
And then I had Governor Pataki, Mayor Giuliani autograph the mat in silver, and then I had President Bush use this pen and autograph it in gold.
Oh my goodness.
And it was auctioned off for the Derek Jeter Turn 2 Foundation to keep inner city kids in school for $22,000.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
So, I need a knife to open this.
Right there. In that box.
This is the ultimate picture of the most famous ruins in Peru called Machu Picchu. And we're going to autograph it for Austin right now.
Austin is a junior at Northeastern University, and Bruce graduated was graduated from
1970.
Northeastern University.
In 1970.
And this is 2015.
In 2020 is our 50th anniversary.
This is my 3rd year in Nassau Village. I came here 3 years ago, Memorial Day.
So what you're going to see is a photograph enlarged that I took at Machu Picchu, and I was a half a mile above it at sunset. And wait till you see it.
Oh, wow. Lights. Oh, wow.
I can't chance dropping this.
Tilt toward me, good. Very, very, very good. What's the dimensions of that?
What do you mean?
The picture.
18 by 24.
Wow.
And I'm going to autograph it in gold.
And what are you going to say anything to
Well,
it?
you tell me. What do you
Well,
think?
let's put together the facts. I'm following in your footsteps. You're following in my footsteps.
No, I'm not going to put that in. on this.
Northeastern to Machu Picchu.
I'm not going to put that in there. Oh, I see what you're saying. That's too much. I got to make it short. Maybe I'll just say welcome to Machu Picchu, future Northeastern grad. How's that?
Can you say from Northeastern to Machu Picchu?
Okay. I'm going to do it right here. Where
Do
it's
it the way you think
I'm
it's
going to do
best.
it right here where his name is Austin.
Yeah.
Austin.
Yes,
I need someplace.
right there.
It's not big enough.
Move
I
it.
need
Move the
something-
table.
Actually, where you are is probably the best spot. I gotta do this as carefully as I can. If that's wet, I'm not gonna go there. Is it dry?
This is dry over here.
Okay. It's too small. I'll do it over here.
Bruce, over here. I told you, over here.
It's small. I need a big area. And I've got to do this very carefully. Okay. I gotta relax. Okay. It says June 2/11 to Austin from Bruce, sunset at Machu Picchu. How's that?
Yes. Where is the city?
It's called the Lost City of the Incas.
And it's where,
And it's
down
on
at
a-
the bottom?
This is on the top of a sheer 1,500-foot cliff.
The city?
This is my official autograph. Whenever I sign a photo, I put B, L,
Leonard.
B. How's that?
Yeah.
This, if he frames it, that might not show, but that's okay. And there it is.
Oh, Bruce, what an enormous present.
I'll tell you, I've never seen Machu Picchu more beautiful.
Really?
And by being so high above it, by the time I got back down to it, there was no one there. So it was really exciting.
Was it scary to climb it?
Well, it's very steep and very dark, and I hadn't brought a flashlight. I wanted to show you this. When I had the president sign the photo at Yankee Stadium, I also had him sign this. It's called the Presidential Prayer Team. It says, "To Bruce with best wishes," and that's President Bush's autograph.
Hold still, please. Oh, nice.
Isn't this nice? So, that's everything. Now, I have special tape in the car to reseal that.
What?
I have special tape in my car in order to reseal that. That picture, you can't leave it exposed like that.
Oh, you can't?
Glenora, you don't know when he's coming, you gotta protect it.
I didn't know you had to protect every picture.
Well, that's a very expensive picture, you know. Make sure I have everything wrapped together here. So my copy is exactly like this, and I'm getting it custom framed, and I'm getting it back tomorrow.
Oh.
And it's going to be entered into a art show photo contest called Interesting Stories About Traveling.
Oh.
The interesting story is, this is the getaway retreat for the king of the Incas in Peru. And the Spanish came in the 1500s and conquered all of the Incas, stole all their gold, but they never found Machu Picchu.
They never did.
Because it was on a sheer cliff top, and there were trails that were dead ends, and they never found it. 60% of it is underground.
Wow.
Because it's an earthquake zone.
Oh.
They built the foundation 60% deeper than most people would. It has a natural irrigation fountain system, even though it's on a mountaintop. I'm climbing a mountain here, and there's another mountain here, and if you look, you can see little remains of other palaces and things. They carried the king up this sheer cliff on their shoulders in a seat. I can't imagine how scary that must have been for the king.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything is vertical and steep. To get to Machu Picchu is steep. So anyway, they feel that somewhere at Machu Picchu is the Fort Knox of the Incas. Billions of dollars worth of gold that the Spanish never found. And for years people have been searching for it. So my story is, and the reason that the art director said I think you should enter this in our contest, is as the afternoon got later and the shadows got longer, there's a finger pointing to the gold. And it got longer and longer and then stopped and then disappeared. And I said, by gosh, there's the gold. So that's my story. But when that's framed and matted, it just looks spectacular. It just dresses it up.
Oh, sure.
So let me get the tape. And then I'm going to have to go. I hate to do it, but I have to.
Why are you in such a hurry?
Because my animals. You got to realize how many hours they're by themselves. I left at midnight.
You left where at midnight?
At home.
To go to here?
I left at midnight and I ran 7 miles. then I didn't go back in the house because I didn't want to wake them up. And I hit the road and I stopped to eat and cleaned the car, cleaned the bugs off. See, if I'm going to be away for a long time, I got to go while they're sleeping. Otherwise, they'll want to go out. But, you know, there's a limit to how much they can stand. That's why it's so difficult for me. You know, that my brother won't help take care of the animals. This is a copy of the Yankee Stadium photo that the president, George Pataki, the governor, and Mayor Giuliani, the mayor, all signed. But this is a miniature copy of it. But it's an exact copy showing the signatures. And I was going to give it to General Dempsey, who spoke, who's the Joint Chiefs of Staff. I was going to give it to him at the graduation, but I was never able to get together. So this is much smaller than the original, but it's the exact copy. And it is gorgeous. See?
Oh, yeah.
Look at that eagle.
Wow.
And there's Pataki, there's Giuliani, and in gold is the president.
Wow.
And down here is a brass plaque that says, "We will not falter, we will not fail." Isn't that picture of that eagle something?
Magnificent, yeah.
Got it?
A bald eagle flew over the driveway
Wow.
about a month ago.
Wow. They sure are pretty.
Yes, that's magnificent.
Yeah. So the original is about this big, and it's all custom framed.
Oh, wow.
And
that sold for $22,000.
And I met the people that bought it, and it was a wonderful story. The husband and wife own a pastry business, and they were both married previously, and I think their spouses died. The husband wears a Yankee hat every day, you know, regular Yankee team hat. And his daughter from the previous marriage, they were hoping, you know, would take over the business when they retire. She got ill suddenly and died.
Oh.
So his wife told me that she bought the photo, that Yankee Stadium with the autographs for him. And the first thing he did was smile when he saw it. And she said that's the first time in 2 years that she's seen him smile.
So he bought it for $22,000?
Yeah. So anyway, every time he goes in his office and he sees that picture, he still smiles. And I got to be good friends with him, so we have a nice relationship.
Bruce, do you want to see the Lincolns?
No.
Bruce, do you want to see the parade at noon?
No. I just told you
Bruce,
I've got to go home.
Bruce, will you take 3 boxes to the museum for me?
No. I don't have time, Glenda. I'm sorry. If I could, I would, but I don't have time.
You don't want to go see Jim Dunnan?
I don't have time. I would love to, but I don't have time. Nobody takes care of my animals. And they can't just stay inside without being fed or go to the bathroom.
Well, Harry does.
Harry is a litter box. Penny does not. Harry has 3 litter boxes, actually. He has 3 litter boxes, 4 water bowls, and 2 food bowls.
Did you stop and see him on the way?
No, I didn't have time. I wanted to, but it wouldn't have been fair because I would have come and gone.
Thank you for the awesome
And that would have
picture.
broke his heart.
Thank you for giving me my DVDs from
You're
Middletown,
You're
Time
welcome.
Warner, Jack George.
Okay, you need to put this in a safe place where the cat won't scratch it and it doesn't get damp or hot.
All right, okay, leave it there and I'll find such a place.
Okay.
No damp.
Okay. As much as I hate to do it, lady, I don't have any choice. It's not anything that I can alter.
Something's better than nothing.
Well, I think Austin will be overwhelmed by that picture because he's a photographer also.
That's true.
And I think he'll know what it took to get that.
My goodness, he really follows your steps, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Photographer, Peru, and Northeastern.
Mm-hmm.
He's going straight through for a PhD.
Your cherries are delicious.
Put the seeds on the desk, please. They're cherry trees.
You want them on the desk?
Yeah, I'll take care of him later. He's going straight through for a PhD.
Wow.
He's not going to stop for a master's.
Awful smart guy. And how long is he going to be in Peru?
5 weeks total.
5 weeks?
5 weeks total.
Wow. Who's footing the bill for that?
Gosh. Well, his tuition pays for the class. He gets 8 credits. And I guess room and board is being paid by himself and his mother.
So it's actually an
5th grade
educational
teacher.
trip.
What?
It's an educational trip that he gets credit for.
He gets education and culture.
Wow.
He gets culture and language because his minor is Spanish.
Wow. And there's a handsome fellow.
Would you like it to take any fruit with you? Oranges, apples,
No.
a banana?
I took your advice. I eat an orange,
An apple and a banana.
every day.
Yeah, I don't remember giving you that advice, but that's all right. You must have taken it from seeing me do it.
You said I eat an orange and an apple every day, so
That's
as soon as you told me that, I started doing it.
Yeah, okay, I didn't
I'm going
advise
to
you.
leave you with this.
What? Wow, 100 a day. Okay, I get the idea. Okay.
How's that?
That's good. When you go out of town by the Sunoco station, notice the tree. Some people want to cut it down, and I'm trying to save it.
Yeah.
I
Why
have
do they want to cut it down?
put up a clock.
Why don't they put up a clock someplace else?
Yeah, why don't they? We have 200 signatures. And I contacted the National Grid chairman himself, and he came and he sent somebody out.
Is it on public property or
Yeah.
private property?
But public. And he sent somebody else, and they're not going to touch the tree for 5 years at least.
Wow.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you from Austin.
So that was a push up a second.
Huh?
I did 30.
You did 30? Yeah. Goodbye, Bruce, friend.
You take care. Good seeing you.
The Folsom family reunion is in Manchester, New Hampshire this year.
Uh-huh.
Did you ever hear from any more of the people?
No, because I think I did everything that was requested.
Okay.
So,
This is all yours, right, Bruce? I'll walk you
I
to
got
your car.
everything. I feel so good now that I'm back in shape because my metabolism, I'm eating it and I'm eating as much as I can and losing weight. I lost 18 pounds since Mom died.
Just by exercise.
Well, and running and you see, my metabolism changed, and like it was when I was running for the marathon.
Boston Marathon.
Yeah, and it makes a huge difference because my energy level is such that anything I eat is just burnt up. So every Wednesday night at church they have a fellowship dinner.
Yep,
Something different each Wednesday.
yep.
And we just bring a dessert or a salad. And I can't eat enough. I go through 2 platefuls.
How about your mashed potatoes?
I love them.
You still like them, huh?
We had meatloaf and mashed potatoes the other day. Couldn't have been better. Are you going?
When are you going vegetarian?
Never.
How about vegan?
There's nothing biblical about being vegetarian.
Oh, yes, there is. Oh, yes, there is.
Daniel.
Oh, yes, there is. Before the flood.
Before the flood.
Antediluvian.
What about Genesis? It says you can have anything and subdue it.
Show it to me.
It's in Genesis. God created.
It isn't that. Don't you love? You wouldn't want anybody to eat Harry, your cat, would you?
And if I had to kill them to eat them, I would be a vegetarian. 'Cause
There
I
you
couldn't
are.
do it.
Well, think of all the others you are killing.
Yeah. I I know if I saw how they
Is
did
that the?
I would be appalled.
This is a Mercedes-Benz. When are you getting your brand new?
On Friday, I'm getting my new car.
What is it? What's the name of that car?
What's that?
Maverick? No. What's the name of the new car you're getting?
She looks pretty good, doesn't she?
Yes.
She's got 125,000 and counting.
How much did you put on it?
I put about 100, because I think it was about 20,000 when I bought it.
And what's the new car you're getting? What's the name
Another
of it?
Mustang.
Another Mustang.
Yeah, it's blue, real pretty blue.
Brand new.
Yes. It has 3.5 miles on it. And it came from Maryland because they ordered the car.
Uh-huh.
And they did a swap where they took a pickup truck to Maryland and brought the Mustang back.
Oh, yeah, nice.
That was Monday, last Monday.
So you get it next week?
I'm getting it this Friday.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Enjoy your day. Happy Memorial Day. Did you see my hat?
Memorial Day is the day that we remember your mother. That's very nice, yeah.
And this? The long gray line is West Point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play this for you so you can hear it. Come up closer.
How many miles is it up here?
I didn't even check.
I think 150.
You want to come closer? This is how we ended Mom's funeral.
We don't hear it.
It's a DVD.
Yeah, we don't hear it.
This goes from audio to video. Once it does, there it is. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be loud. Okay, you can get in the car. You can see it. Go ahead, quick. Climb right in. It's going to start. That's Peru.
Beautiful.
That's Peru. That's Molokai, where the leper colony is. And that's how we close the funeral. Isn't that nice?
Oh, that's nice. You don't know who wrote that Amen, do you?
The whole thing was arranged and sang by the Discovery House singers from the Our Daily Bread people.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
We have all the credits at the end of it.
Wow.
So that's a nice way to end things, isn't it?
Yeah, I never heard an amen that
No,
good.
it's beautiful.
My favorite amen is Stainer's.
Yeah, the sevenfold.
Sevenfold, yeah. Sevenfold.
That's what it's called, the sevenfold amen.
It is.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye. Goodbye, Mercedes. He's going to keep it too. He's going to use the Mustang as a sports car. This one's paid for. What an amen. That's the that's our daily bread, the people in Grand Rapids. Mark DeHaan. And to you, the cross of Christ. Our friend, Franklin and Glenora, our friend from 2000. From the year 2001. "14 years. What an adventurer he is. And what a devoted son he was to his mother. He really gave up his career in photography for his mother. I think he probably gave up marriage for his mother. And his dad, Clarence.
Thank you guys.
There's Steve across the street getting signatures. We got another 16. It took, less than an hour. Nobody wants a tree to be cut down. Right, tree? We're sitting underneath your tree. Your Christmas lights are still on there. You're a great big tree. You're beautiful. We're doing everything we can. There's the new Cumberland being built over there. Something should be done with this empty gas station. Those people are lined up to see the parade. Save this tree. That's the village board. Gaetano and Mayor Valenti. $1955, 56. What a nice car.
Hello, Dora. How you doing?
Hey, Route 20, Pittsfield to Albany, Boston to Oregon, tie-up for the veterans. Down Route 20. Cumberland.